Good evening, Groveport Madison Local School District, and welcome to the 2024 Groveport Madison Local School District State of the Schools. It's great to be a cruiser. Let's give it up. It's great to be a cruiser. I don't know if you enjoyed the presentation so far with our choir and our band. Thank them, and our lovely faculty that is working with our students. Let's give it up for our students. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. They could be doing anything else, but they're here, serving, learning, and wanting to do better. And that's a great testament to the school district, our faculty, and our administration. Now, I also want to thank tonight all of our vendors. I don't know if you got to stop by some of the vendor tables. Let's clap it up for them as well. They take the time to show things for us as well. And I have to take a moment to recognize our awesome communications team and the audio-visual team this evening. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Stay in the school, come on, give it up. It's better and better every year because of them. So thank you so much. And to our custodians of the buildings that we actually did a tour today, amazing work. So I want to give it up for our custodians as well. They always make sure our buildings, no matter how new or how old they are, they make sure that they look amazing. So let's clap it up for our custodians. If I could ask everyone in the back to come in and have a seat just so we don't have a fire hazard by the back, if it's okay. We don't mind if you could just come in and have a seat because we're kind of crowding this area here. So if we can come off the sides and out the back and have a seat, we appreciate it. Now I'd like to take a moment and thank and recognize the Groveport Madison Local School Board of Education, Board Member Vice President Seth Fowler, if you could please stand. And Board of Education members Libby Gray and John Kirshner, and Ms. Walsh in her absence. We also have a very, very special guest with us this evening, our Ohio School Boards Association President Sally Green. She's right there. How are you? Thank you, Ms. Green. She traveled all the way from Tusky Valley. She's also a board member in Tusky Valley to join us this evening to see what Groveport is all about. Also, the City of Groveport Mayor, Lance Westcamp. I saw him earlier, but if we could get him back there, let's clap it up for our mayor. And our awesome police force, the City of Groveport in Madison Township, for their presence this evening as well. Thank you. I see you, Chief Adams. Thank you for being here tonight. Also, any other elected officials, if you could please stand at this time. Okay. Before I introduce our superintendent, I want to let you all know the dedication, the vision, and the hard work that he and his entire team puts in is just phenomenal. They're not only doing their job, but they go above and beyond to ensure our children are safe, that they're learning, and that they have great opportunities. And most importantly, that they are loved. And you will experience this as you listen to the amazing things that is happening in Cruiser Nation right now. So, let's hear it for our amazing superintendent, Mr. Jamie Grube.
Thank you, President Dowdell-Burger. That's a pretty tall order. I was going to say the amazing superintendent couldn't come, so I was here in his stead. I'll do my best tonight. So here's the thing. I appreciate your willingness to come in here and listen to us so we can share a little bit about our state of the schools. But as LaToya said, and I'm going to ask for one more huge round of applause, the real stars of what is going on tonight, the students who are performing here, the artwork in the gymnasium, and the delicious food that's going to happen right after this. So let's have a big round of applause for all the students here. So good evening and welcome to the 2024 State of the Schools program. I'm absolutely thrilled to talk to you today about some of the exciting initiatives we have underway at Groveport Madison. I promise to keep this short because I know you're ready to try the amazing food I just mentioned that our Career Center, Eastland Career Center, right next to our partners, those students have prepared for us today. I cannot move forward in the speech without first taking time to reflect on the incredible impact our educators have in shaping the future leaders that we have within Groveport-Madison schools. Teachers are the heart of our district, and their dedication and passion are truly inspiring. Thank you for our teachers and for our cruiser staff for the daily impact you have on the students. Give them a round of applause. So as we look forward to the future, strategic planning plays a crucial role in ensuring that our district continues to excel. We're developing a comprehensive strategic plan that aligns our mission and values to focus on student success and continuous improvement. One of our key initiatives we're implementing is called Portrait of a Cruiser. We'll begin this initiative on April 22nd. And we would like to invite all the shareholders, students, staff, family, to please come in and have a voice. We're interested in engaging in the future of the district, and please join us in the meetings if you're able. The Groveport-Madison School District is a special place. Many people work very hard to provide the best opportunities for all of our children in the district. As such, we need our community to help us engage in conversations about the skills necessary to succeed in today's environment and beyond. The Portrait of a Cruiser work aims to capture the unique qualities and attributes that will define a successful graduate of Groveport-Madison schools. By identifying these characteristics, we can better prepare our students for success in the ever-changing world, so please consider joining us for these meetings. Among other exciting efforts this year is our workforce development groups. They've been staying very busy. Currently, our construction trades program run by Mr. Chad Gibbs. Is Chad in here? Anybody know Chad? Let's give him a round of applause. The construction trades program are working with the city of Groveport to move forward on a project to build a shelter house at Cruiser Park. The city is funding the project while our students are creating the plans and doing the construction work for this project. The construction trades program also spent time constructing a tiny home. And I don't know where you parked. If you parked out back and you walked in, it's a small tiny home on a trailer that's being built. We had a presentation to the board last night. This tiny home has a lofted bedroom, living room, kitchen, and a full bathroom, and our students are doing that. At Groveport-Madison Schools, we're dedicated to providing students with the skills, knowledge, and skills and knowledge they need to thrive in today's competitive job market. We know that not all students will choose to go to college and will focus on one of the 4 E's. The 4 E's are enrollment to college, enlisting in the military, employment in the job market, and entrepreneurship. We're creating partnerships with local businesses and organizations and providing opportunities for hands-on learning and real-world experiences. One of the other initiatives that we discussed last year was working on the safety of our district. We discussed and implemented a safety plan for coordination with Groveport Police, Madison Township Police, and fire officials. These groups have been working on our buildings and have spoken with staff members as part of the plan. Local law enforcement and fire officials have also participated in our district safety committee, along with students, parents, staff, and Board of Education members. This group meets monthly to discuss what we're seeing district-wide and where we can make improvements. Also in the past year, we implemented the evolved screening detectors at Groveport-Madison High School. And by the way, all of you, or most of you, should have passed through those tonight coming in. In addition to the evolved screening detectors, we installed vestibules in every middle school and elementary building to create safer entryways. We also implemented threat assessment teams in each of our schools and ensured that each building has at least one counselor and one social worker. With all of these focused efforts, we've seen a 45% decrease in violent incidents across the district. I think that deserves a round of applause. We will continue to put a collective focus on safety for our student staff and to improve the overall safety of our district. The last topic I would like to discuss is the district's facility master plan. This plan is essential to ensure that our learning environments are safe, welcoming, and conducive to student success. Many of our school buildings were constructed in the late 60s and are in need of renovation or replacement due to several factors. Firstly, these buildings were designed and built according to standards and technologies of that era, which no longer really meet the need of modern education instruction. The lack of flexibility and adaptability required in today's diverse learning and evolving teaching methods. Additionally, the infrastructure in these buildings, including plumbing, electrical, HVAC, have aged and are often inefficient and leading to higher operational costs and environmental impact. Furthermore, modern safety and security standards are often not adequately met by these older building designs. While we work hard to continue to improve these systems and the security of our buildings as much as we can, this does come at a cost to the district. Renovating and replacing these buildings is crucial to provide safe, comfortable, and conducive learning environment that meets the needs of modern education. If you'd like to learn more about our facilities master plan, please consider joining the group for our upcoming meeting. Finally, if you're a parent with children in our schools, I strongly encourage you to participate in parent-teacher conferences and talk to your child's principal or assistant principal about the school improvement plans they have underway. The research is widespread, and I will tell you that in my career of over 30 years, when parents are involved in their child's education and partner with their teachers in school, the child's opportunities for academic success grows exponentially. I'm incredibly proud of the work that we're doing here at Gulfport Madison Schools. Together, we're shaping the future of our community, one student at a time. Thank you for your continued support, and I look forward to all that we'll accomplish together. Next, I'd like to introduce our district treasurer, Mr. Adam Collier, to provide a very brief update on our financial position. There's a hidden message there, Adam. Very brief. Followed by Mr. Collier, Board President LaToya Dowdell-Burger would like to share a few words as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Jim. Before I begin, I would just like to say just one thing. The one thing I want to say is I'm happy to be home. I went to school here, went to Sedalia in the Groveport North, and I graduated from high school. I graduated high school in 2023, last year. Little numbers thing here, 2023 minus 30 years. That's when I graduated from high school, so it was the old high school. But I am very happy and proud to be back. So, I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight. It's my pleasure to share with you guys just a quick overview of the district's financial picture. What I'll be showing you here tonight is where we get our money, our revenue, where the money is spent, and then what you guys are getting taxed at as taxpayers. So the first slide shows where the revenues come from. As you can see, about 44% comes from the property taxes from residential and commercial businesses. Another 36% comes from the state of Ohio, and this is called our state foundation payments. We get those twice a month. And what is left, it comes from other sources like tax settlements, interest earnings, which interest has been really good the last year, some excess cost revenue, and just other restricted grants and aid. And you can see that by the diagram I have up there. The next slide shows how we spend the money. So as you can see, 44% of it is spent on salaries, which is the big blue portion, and then 20% is spent on retirement and insurance. And so that's about 64%, and that's very normal for schools. Our school, we're a service industry, so all our personnel, from our teachers to our custodians to our cooks, our aides, everybody. 17% is spent on purchase services for the district, and about 2% is spent on supplies, and then 5% is spent on equipment. Chromebooks is a major expense of that. On both of the last two slides, you don't see any federal grants because that is a different account we use, but federal funds are earmarked for specific purpose like Title I or special ed. The last chart I want to show you is what you, the taxpayers of Groveport, where you stand with everyone else in Franklin County. So, as you can see, we're the second lowest in the county for residential tax rates, which makes your taxes the second lowest in the county, which is really good for you guys, obviously. That is a great thing for the community. That means your tax bill is the second lowest in the county. That means more of your hard-earned money stays in your pockets and doesn't come to the school district. So next slide, just kind of gives a brief financial outlook. The district has done a great job of only going to ask for more money when we need to. The last operating levy that was passed just in November 2023 was to change a five-year levy renewal to a permanent, and the voters passed it. That is only the second operating levy, which means new money, passed since 1992. That is amazing. But like Mr. Grube said, we do need a bond levy. We have this beautiful high school, but now we need to come to the voters probably the next year to ask for new money for our 6 elementaries and our 3 middle schools that are outdated. So please try to come to those meetings. He mentioned it, put it up there, because we would like to get your guys' support. Yeah. But again, that's all I had to say. So again, thank you for your time and your attention. And as you leave, just remember what we're doing our best to spend your guys' money wisely and effectively. I can't stress that enough. We're not like misspending money at all. We'll continue to look for ways to save money, but at the same time invest in the students and the kids to make sure that they get the best education possible while they're here at the airport. Thank you very much, and now I would like to throw it back to Mrs. Dowdell-Burger.
Thank you, Mr. Collier, and thank you, Superintendent Grube. Now, before I begin my portion of the presentation, I need your help with just a little something. This is something we did during our staff convocation with our staff right before the start of school. So if you could, I'm going to need this group over here to stand up. Y'all been sitting for a while, so you can stand up a little bit. Come on, everybody. If you can, stand. I love music, if you didn't know that. So I came up with a little something to kind of kick us off last year. And we're going to sing something called Onward Together. So for this group, they're going to say, we are. Say, we are. We are. Okay. Middle section, ready? Now stand up. Who's going to be the loudest? Middle section, come on. Represent. Okay. Onward. Can you say, onward? Onward. Okay. All right. I don't know if you make the first section. All right, last group, stand up. Y'all gonna be the loudest? Come on, represent. I see more kids over here, so it should be louder. You're gonna say, together! This is your sign. Okay, so this is gonna be a little churchy, just a little bit, just for a second. So you're gonna say, we are onward. Okay, come on, follow me. You ready? We are onward. Thank you. We did this to kind of kick off the convocation last year, and it was just amazing. So, thank you for participating. I spoke last year about being onward together during convocation, and I talked about first how we must align as a team. And the one thing that Superintendent Grube has done is really got our team together. And then our board is coming along as well. And we have to go an extra mile for your teammates. So some of you may know that I served in the military, because if one fails, we all fail. We have this thing in the military, you never leave a fallen comrade. How many of us have served? If you could raise your hand, thank you for your service. Let's give it up for our service members. Very important. We couldn't do what we do without them, right? So, there's this thing where you never leave a fallen comrade. And there's several conversations that we've had. And when I look in the audience, as a current Grove Board member and new staff, I feel deep down inside of my soul that we have the dream team. I don't know about you guys, but I see it. They're doing great work. It takes time. I want you to work with us. If you have questions, come. The second thing I had to ask myself, including myself, how do we keep going forward? How do we work onward together? And so we are cruisers, right? And she said, yeah. Oh, thank you. She responded. So we are cruisers, and we also know that horses in the derby, right? So they do what? They wear blinders on, right? So they're not distracted. How many know that, right? So just like our mission and just like a horse, we have to, at the derby, we have to put our blinders on so we can stay the course. We cannot be distracted by what's going on to the left or to the right. Of course, we have to pay attention so we can be safe, but we cannot be distracted so we can do the work. So we have to, when they're doing that, they're focused on the task at hand. If you are looking to your left or your right, how can you really focus on what's in front of you? We can't worry about on our race distractions with social media. We have to work very closely together as a team, where this parent engagement, as Mr. Grube stated, there was several dates that were available, and I believe out in the lobby area, there's a kiosk that has dates for facility planning committee. There's also dates for the portrait of a cruiser input. We want to hear from the parents. We want to hear from the community. What does it look like for someone to graduate from Grove? Now, lastly, we have to never be willing to give up. We must be faithful and dedicated and consistent. And the one thing this year that this board did do, we did hire a superintendent with a longer time. It's been a while since we've had consistency at the administration level. So we have a superintendent that will be here for some time with us, and we're excited about that. In our area of work that eventually changes the state of education, consistency is the key. And we can all make a difference, even if it's not a wave, but a ripple. Somebody say a ripple. Because sometimes we want this big wave effect, but it takes some time to get in the momentum to get the wave going, right? So we've got to start with a little wave, and eventually that little wave will hit another little wave, and that person would hit another person, and change the culture and change what Groveport is perceived out here in the community. I don't know about you, but that's not who Cruiser Nation is. I've talked to several of our students, and they want great things for our school. So what we see on the news, what we see in the newspaper, that is not the majority of our population. And I want to give it up for our students that are doing the right thing every day. They come to school, they want to be involved, they want to change, they step up, they speak up, and those teachers that are working with them. So we've got to be willing to make a ripple and be consistent with our ripple. I'm going to get off that topic. But the ripple is still felt. And we can make an impact just a little bit because it's contagious. Now, I remember when I was preparing and heading out for deployment, and I had to get my combat lifesaver class. And I had my ex-husband at the time, I had to do the fireman carry. So he's 6'1", 225 pounds. Whew. And I had to run down and back, but I had a mission to make sure no matter what that we both got back home. Because at the time, my college student now, he was 18 months. So he would have been without parents if something would have happened to both of us. So I had to make sure that we both got back. So like in this part, like that, remember when you're onward together, you have to be willing to do what doesn't seem like it's possible to do. So I had to literally pick him up, run and carry him back in order to make sure that we could get home. So those are some of the things that our teachers are doing every day. They're carrying a load that they're trying to make sure our students are prepared, some challenges, things that are coming in from home. They're dealing with that, and I commend them for that. Now remember, as we are onward together, because we are the dream team. And secondly, we will rock because we have our blinders on, and we will stay focused on the mission of Groveport-Madison local schools. And lastly, we gotta keep the faith, stay dedicated, and be consistent. Now, in relation to moving onward together, Mr. Grube already spoke about the exciting next steps in our academic improvement for the Portrait of a Cruiser. Some of you may know and have heard the term Portrait of a Graduate. Basically, that's what we'll be creating, but we want to personalize it to our community. So again, remember to, I don't know if they have those sessions up on the screen, great. So you know when to participate. A Portrait of a Graduate represents a school district and community's vision for the 21st century skills, character traits, and social and emotional competencies that students need to succeed in college, career, and life. Now the process engages the school district and the broader community, so we have some community members here, some community partners even who've been taking a huge alliance with us to ensure what we have. We have parents, we've got elected officials, and community members and business leaders to help build and unify a collective vision for our children. Now we have planned to launch this effort this year, and I personally, and I'm pretty sure the Board of Education, would love for you to be a part of this and this essential endeavor for our students and the community. Now, our last initiative for the board is our Student Advisory Council, and I'll ask Board Member Gray to stand up. We'll give her a round of applause. She got to hang out with our elementary students. It was so cool. Thank you, Board Member Gray. We put our student advisory council in practice last year. We started out just with the high school, and it carried over again to this year. All of the students had an opportunity to apply. Their applications were reviewed, and then they were selected, and then we had an opportunity to meet with them. Recently, we kicked off the meetings at 3 different advisory groups, elementary, middle, and high school. Now, these students took the time out to apply, and I think our application was like a 3-pager. So it wasn't a little bitty application, and they actually had some good insight as to why they wanted to be on the council. It was interesting to hear what the students had to say about safety, school culture, and pride, and even wanting to do more and have more knowledge about credit flexibility and how we can advertise that more throughout our district, so it's not just something at the high school, that our middle school parents and students know about those opportunities when they come to the high school. The student advisory groups also recommended beginning some peer mediation groups, dealing with folks that were being bullied and other issues. And I think the fact that our students are recognizing this on their own and they brought this to us, that this is something we want to help them and help them help their peers is very huge. And it also says a lot about your children that you're raising and the great work of our staff. So let's give it up again for our staff and our parents. And that means they're going to give back to our community, right? If they're always thinking about others that are next to them, to the left, to the right, even if they don't hang out with them, they're like, they're just other people we know, we see it, and we want to make a difference, and I thought that was huge. Now, as I bring our state of the schools close, I want to get in the way of people and food, right? Because y'all been waiting. I want you to know that earning and retaining your trust is very important to me and our entire Board of Education. I promise you that in every decision we make and action we take, we try to do so with the mindset of building respect and trust with our parents, community officials, area businesses, our staff, and the greater Groveport-Madison community. While we are certainly not without our challenges, we are here tonight to celebrate our students, many accomplishments and talents, and great work of our teachers, support staff, and administrators. So let's give it up to them again. Now, when you leave the auditorium, be sure to take a stroll to the gymnasium, and you'll be awed by the incredible student artwork being featured in the district's art show. There are some displays from each of our schools and many partner organizations located in the Commons area. And I can guarantee you won't want to miss out on the delectable treats prepared and served by the students of Eastland Fairfield Career Center's Culinary Arts Program. So I want to thank you for coming this evening. The Groveport-Madison High School competition cheerleaders are going to help us wrap things up by demonstrating their award-winning routine. Thank you.